Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome your first fighter onto the mat in the red corner, David O'Neill. Please welcome his opponent to the blue corner, Conor Marron.
I'm looking in the crowd here, Chris. Not a single one of them seem to have perked up in the way that we have to this song, the Dart song.
Shame.
Well, this is a great match. I think this could be the match of the evening.
Yeah, me too. I've seen these guys go a lot more recently. Conor Marron, I believe both of them, correct me if I'm wrong, gym owners in their own right. Is Conor the main instructor in, is it Yoda Martial Arts? Is that the name of the school?
No, the main instructor is just sitting across from us, Ryan Roddy.
I didn't realise that was Ryan's school.
That's Ryan's school, but Conor trains at a few different places, and he's not in a bad way, do you know what I mean? I know he does train a lot with Ryan, and he does a lot with the Tara's Dairy lads as well. Bit of cross-training, never hurt anyone, but no, Ryan is the owner of Yoda, who have a lot of very impressive students.
Yes,
to be
absolutely, and that makes sense. I'm familiar with Ryan as well. I didn't realise. I had actually never heard. I saw Conor fight for the first time. I was at a event in the UK, which I cannot remember. The
Sub-series.
No, it wasn't that. Was it an Empire grappling show maybe in the UK? My student Zara, who was going to compete tonight as well in the main fight, she was on it, but I saw a very impressive performance from Conor at that show. Very technical, very quick.
Yeah, was he in the 16-man purple bracket or something, or was it just?
I think it might have just been a division. Yeah, he won the division if I remember correctly. What I know of David is, and I've seen more of him in the gi than no gi, but I know you mentioned to me that he went viral over one, but I know he likes...
Poor Dylan Nooney, baseball bat choked into oblivion.
Yeah, he likes an unorthodox submission. Even looking at him in that last position there, having a squeeze of the neck in a position where otherwise you might not, and that's not me saying he's making a mistake. That's me speaking to the maybe unorthodox game that he has,
that
and
that developed,
and that he might throw up or be looking to throw up. Hey, I wonder if this is my boogie choke shout for the evening.
Oh, from one of them, it could well be.
If you like a baseball bat, you like a boogie choke. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely. But Conor Marron is taking them out here and a head and arm position.
No, I know.
Early on.
Yes, it looks like he's trying to get that kind of modified. This looks like a tight squeeze. It's going to be a lot of eye and nose taking the brunt of that. I'm sure you've been in one of those head and arms yourself where your eye feels like it's taken most of the damage,
but I do have quite a legendary reputation for head and arm defense.
I've heard.
You threatened to sleep me with one the last time we trained.
Yes, and I've just remembered that now, which is frustrating because I would have liked to. Now look, not that I got myself into the position, Andrew. You're a fine grappler in your own right, but I do fancy myself on a head and arm. I have a few sleeps on my record with a head and arm.
I think David could be close to tapping here. Oh no, completely wrong.
Yeah, I could see a lot of face in there. A lot of face.
As we look, we're not the bookers, we're not the matchmakers, but ring Richard Bukowski and tell him to get down here anyway, and whoever wins this, can have a wee go with him in the. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Conor and Richie especially, I think, would be a great match.
I think so too, and I'd also would ask why this fight is not further up in the card. You know, absolutely. Two young, active competitors. I know David is not really getting a chance to show it in this current
situation as such.
This current passage of the match. He's shown some good resilience, some good escapes, but I know that I'm anticipating a submission finish here from one or the other, and I'm not counting David out.
Well, I will give him a shout out. He's an absolute vandal. Anyone that has passed through the M1 toll bridge over the last couple of years will have seen a North Coast grappling sticker on many of the boots.
Interesting.
Just out the window, on the boot.
North Coast grappling. A little insider information here on the Irish Jiu-Jitsu scene. East Coast Jiu-Jitsu Academy, my team, my network.
Really ruined the name opportunities for a lot of gyms in Leinster.
I came up with that name, mate.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Just thought it was a good name.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
What was Dara going to call it otherwise?
Dara's grappling gym.
O'Connell Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
But yeah, I like to look. To be honest, you're welcome to the North Coast. I'm glad they've followed suit.
Yeah, and then of course Ellis Younger just removed anyone from the Louth or Newry area being able to call something Northeast Jiu-Jitsu.
Got there ahead of us. David doing well to keep Conor's right knee kind of swallowed in the half guard. I can see Conor working with his right hand to try to free that, maybe for a knee cut, maybe a quarter mount, but David persistent with his own left hand and kind of forcing that back in. Yeah, and done well to kind of put Conor back in front of him here. That little situation though.
Yeah, pushing the leg back across.
I feel
energy sapping.
Yes, and David did so well to recover, but recovered just a legs in front position. We need to recover from these, especially against someone as experienced as either of these men. We need to recover and off balance. We need to recover and attack. We need to recover and create space. We need to recover, and so I would like to think, or I would like to see, if David does get a reversal or a guard recovery, I'd like to see a little bit more intent and intensity. I think it could serve him well, because Conor looks absolutely solid in this top position here, and is threatening the neck if David decides to hit a right shoulder here. Is threatening a back take if David decides to hit his left shoulder.
Conor does seem like the smaller grappler in this matchup, but also looks
Here we go.
deceptively strong in this situation, to be honest.
Conor again doing very well there. David made a slightly better attempt there, a bit more intent behind the... He didn't just get his guard back, he tried to get up to the feet, create some space, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. Conor seems so switched on in those. I talk about that a lot even in the teaching, in the classes. The fight isn't just I'm in half guard, you're in half guard. It's all of these bits outside it. It's the re-engage, it's the disengage, it's the shuffling back to the middle of the mat. These are all, yes.
Conor here and not giving up too much on his left hook.
Does well to keep David flat in his back there. Does something that our coach Marcus Phelan has had us working on a lot lately in our no-gi classes is whatever your headquarters position or whatever your passing position is, and he would be encouraging us here to flatten our opponent as much as we could, not necessarily just with the head, but with a stepping back to the center line with the legs.
Yeah.
Something like this, beautiful there from Conor. Takes him flat, takes to the mount. I wasn't sure. David looked like he had some type of trick up his sleeve there, holding his own ankle. But
I thought he was on the verge of something, but it wasn't to be. But
Conor looks absolutely solid here in this position.
Positional wise,
looks very, very strong. Wide legs, nice elbows on the floor. Look at that left elbow in particular is wide. Gives him the opportunity to finish or attack the head and arm without stepping off.
Looks like a man who should be wearing a GA county kit, to be honest, instead of a grappling kit, because they just have that.
Looks an athlete.
Yeah, they have that different just level of intensity when you're training with them. Even Conor obviously knows a lot of jiu-jitsu, but I'm just stereotyping GA athletes here that I've come across. It's a nice step towards the triangle, but there's not going to be an arm in, which is the only problem.
Great confidence though, to kind of gives you a read of where his head is at this point of the fight, is that he opted to give up the strong head and arm control for that kind of, I don't know,
150 left.
David really needs to show something special here. I'm anticipating maybe a flying attack, or
Conor might shoot David on a neck.
Yes. He definitely is the smaller fighter, isn't he? I wonder if there must be at least 5-6 kilos in the difference here, just based on the height. If I'm Conor here, I am working to keep both my shoulders in, and yes, beautiful. I was about to say, and I'm relaxing, but no
boogie in sight.
Yeah, no boogie in sight, and no signs of showing down here from Conor. David might get caught out with reaching this top arm across here. Might get stuck in a gift wrap type scenario. I wonder if Conor brings his left arm to the party there. Yes, here's...
Oh, in the last minute here, we could either see a triangle attack, if he can isolate this arm a little further, fall onto his hip, and now attack the arms at the same time.
The James Bond, some people call this one. I believe, I don't know if it was Pierce Brosnan, but I believe someone finished one of these, right?
In one of the Bond movies.
I think
well,
so,
you're the
yeah.
one who made a GoldenEye reference earlier on, Goldfinger reference earlier on, so I thought you may have been on top of
GoldenEye,
that.
the game now.
Sorry, GoldenEye the game. Look at that smother position. Now I'm going to just correct you, Chris, because my understanding is that the James Bond is when there isn't an arm in. It's when you just.
I forget who I'm talking to here, Andrew.
You know, you think you're going to pull the wool over my eyes?
Wouldn't let me away with the mouse earlier on. Wouldn't let me away with the James Bond.
Sorry, look.
I'm about to get the 2nd degree on the black belt this year, mate. Do you know what I mean? Whatever happened to
Respecting the elders.
yeah. I'm surely a few months your senior.
I think, yeah. Like,
Here we go. David's best chance of the match here. Conor wise. And I was going to say earlier, but if David is going to show something here, I don't think it should be a leg lock, because from what I have seen of Conor, he is nice on the legs. That is a hard right knee onto the
surface.
yeah.
Great match, and fair play to both of the lads from driving from the top of Northern Ireland to Dublin to have this match for our entertainment.
Yes, and entertain us it did.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 minutes of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. For your winner by unanimous decision, Conor Marron.